Going on, everybody? Good old JM here with you on this Throwback Thursday as we present yet another out of the archives right here on the Casa D18 Studios. JJ, I know, has been working tirelessly to comb through everything on the NoDQ channel, on the Jeff Meacham Network, on his own Casa D18 Studios, on the J Hebert 95 Studios, the Simple Man brand, to present to you something that you may not have seen before, something that you haven't seen in a long time, perhaps. I know I'm looking forward to what Renegade has in store, and I hope you are too. Kick your feet up, enjoy a little respite from the craziness of a Thursday, and enjoy this classic content right here on the Casa D18 Studios.
And now, preview time. So let's take a look at what's coming your way.
Hello pals, Alyssa Marino here, and as a friend of Parker Kane Promotions, I am super excited to share the awesomeness that they've got in store for you this November at WrestleCade. You'll be seeing the world-traveling Capital Championship Wrestling Global Fighting Champ Rebecca J. Scott, a rising star who's been featured on Ladies Night Out, MCW, and more, the stunner Emily J., an internationally traveled talent who you've seen on NXT UK and Stardom, Angel of the Ring Zaya Brookside, and NWA World Women's Tag Team Champion Chicago's Sweetheart Missa Kate will also be appearing live. It's all going down WrestleCade weekend in Winston-Salem, North Carolina. You can catch these stars brought to you by Parker Kane Promotions on Saturday, November 25th from 10 a.m. to 3 p.m. And be sure to stick around for Ladies Night Out the following day on Sunday, November 26th. You can get your WrestleCade weekend tickets at WrestleCade.com.
The Casa D18 Studios, an affiliate of the Jeff Meacham Network, Multiverse of Media, proudly presents this retro content from NoDQ.com.
Hi, yes. Welcome to episode 33 of Talk Wrestling. Sorry for the momentary lapse there. I'm still recovering from last week's question of the week. I haven't heard from that guy yet, so if you're out there, Steve, I'm sorry I ragged on you, dude, but wow. Just wow. Like I said, I'm not going to have one of those this week because my head hurt that much from it. So we'll just get we'll get some good questions out there. You know what? I take that back. I've got one this week. I've got one right here. I'll ask it last. That way you guys can see my pain as usual. Alright? Okay. Also today, Unforgiven predictions. Briefly. We'll go over that quick. I'm not going to watch this pay-per-view, so I invite you guys to tune in NoDQ.com's coverage, because I'm not going to order it. I'm not going to pay $40 or $50 for it. Be like me and read the results on NoDQ.com as they happen, because I don't touch shit. And this one's from Daryl. What was your favorite feud in history? Mine has to be Austin McMahon. Hard to argue with that. That was the best feud I ever saw. Steve Austin and Vince McMahon. Bischoff and Flair. NWO and WCW. WCW and the WWF. Oh, that was a real feud. More modern times, you had Evolution versus Goldberg, which is a great feud. Triple H and Goldberg. Even though I don't like Goldberg, it was still a good feud. Triple H and Shawn Michaels was very captivating for me. Two of my all-time favorites going at it for years and years. You know, the Trash Can versus the Street. That's a great feud. The Trash Can versus Jeff Meacham trying to take over my show. You know, it's funny. You guys never say you can hear the noise. I hear everything that goes on behind me and in front of me, and it drives me fucking crazy. I wish you guys could hear that, but you know how crazy I get during these shows. Oh my god. Anyway, Michaels, Triple H, Austin McMahon, Hogan and Flair, you know, Hogan Piper, Hogan Orndorff, Hogan Andre, you know, any of those feuds. But the top one has to be Austin McMahon, I think. I agree with Daryl's assessment. This is from a guy in the business whose real name is Danny. He knows who he is. He asked me not to reveal his wrestling name on the show, so I won't. But, Danny, I know you're out there watching, and finally we got your question on here, okay? There you go, bud. Do you think that Shelton Benjamin and Jeff Hardy will feud for the United States Championship? That was kind of what they were leaning toward when they had Jeff Hardy and MVP, wasn't it? I'd like to see that feud. That'd be a tremendous feud. You had one Hardy feud for the U.S. Championship when it was MVP and Matt Hardy. I'd love to see the Hardy tradition continue with the U.S. Championship with Shelton and Jeff. Two tremendous athletes, two tremendous aerial specialists, both very acrobatic, both very innovative in the ring, and they could definitely tear it up. They could definitely make something great happen in the ring if WWE allowed them to. This is from Tristan. One of my favorite titles in WWE and in TNA. World Championships. I'm a huge mark for the best championship, for the world titles. The WWE World Heavyweight and ECW Championships and the TNA World Championship. Those are the top titles on the company, top titles on the brands, respectively. And you can't go any higher than the top title on your brand, top title on your company. You can't really go any higher than a World Championship. That's why they're my favorite. I also collect the World Championship belts, the replicas. I'm working on it. I'm getting my collection up slowly but surely. But my favorite all-time looking championship, besides the Winged Eagle, is the $1 Million belt. I loved the $1 Million belt and how it looked, how it was supposed to be worth $40,000 or whatever. It wasn't worth that much, I don't think. But it was really cool, just the way that DiBiase presented it, the way that McMahon conceptualized it and presented it. It was very well done. This is from, I'm guessing the guy's name is The Franchise. He's got it all written weird on MySpace, so I really don't know what his screen name is, but The Franchise and something about boys, or I missed the screen name. I'm writing this down, so I kind of missed it. I apologize for that. But he says, who are my top 5 TNA World Champions? Well, technically there's only been 3 guys to hold the TNA Championship. But if you're talking about the NWA Championship being defended in TNA, then I understand what you're saying. Jeff Jarrett's on that list. Kurt Angle. Samoa Joe. Jeff Jarrett, Samoa Joe, Kurt Angle, AJ Styles, and I'll say Ron Killings. Ron Killings or Christian Cage are a tie. But TNA World Champions has only been 3. Kurt Angle, Sting, Angle again, and then Samoa Joe. And the order of that would be Angle, Joe, Sting. Sting was champion for 2 days. Not on TV, but 2 days worth of tapings. So, yeah. Philip wants to know who I think are the most overrated guys in WWE and TNA. Wow. Overrated in TNA. Sting. I think Sting is given more value than he's worth at this point in his career. Sting is great. Great mind for the business. Great with the fans. Great at conceptualizing things as they happen. But he's old, and he doesn't do much in the ring anymore. Same thing with Kevin Nash in TNA. Both of them are well past their prime and way overpaid. In WWE, overrated. Batista and Cena, both of them. I think both of them have made you believe that the shit don't stink, and it does sometimes. It's my opinion. Our old buddy Greg Cherry, Aaron, just for you, because I know you love hearing the Greg Cherry questions, Aaron. Will James Storm ever get a singles push or a TNA title run in his singles career? That's not exactly what he said, but that's what I paraphrased as. I'd like to see James Storm get a singles push, but he's better off in the tag team division, I think. He's tremendous as a tag team wrestler. He did great things with Chris Harris when America's Most Wanted was still together. And Beer Money Inc. is going strong right now. Him and Robert Roode are as of this taping, the tag team champions. And they're doing a great job selling the championships and making the feud with LAX be very credible. So, I don't see James Storm getting the singles run or a TNA championship push or anything like that. But it'd be cool to see because I like James Storm, but I don't see it happening. A lot of people had a question about Stone Cold Steve Austin's return to WrestleMania this year, and one of them had a guy by the name of Zach R. wanted me to give a shout out to his girlfriend Amy Johnson. So there it is, Amy. Zach loves you, and shout out from him to you. But the question about Austin, yes, is he going to return to WrestleMania? Is he going to have one more match? I would love to see it if they pick the right opponent for him. They can't just, randomly pick some guy and throw him in the ring with Austin. They have to pick the right opponent for him at the right time. Otherwise, it won't work. But I would love to see Stone Cold have one more match in WWE in his home state of Texas, in Houston, at WrestleMania. That'd be awesome. I'd love to see it, definitely. This is from Oscar. He wants to know does he get in the bid? He's 31 years old. He's been a fan all his life. And he wants to know if there's any good indie feds where he's at, which is Bakersfield, California. Well, there's a lot of good feds here in Southern California, which is about an hour drive from you. You've got PWG, you've got UPW when they're running again, you've got Epic War if we ever run again, AWS, EWF, both of which under the auspices of the National Wrestling Alliance, SoCal Pro down in San Diego. A lot of great companies here. But in Bakersfield, actually, in about a couple weeks, Not Radio Pro Wrestling, NRPW, is going to be running their second show at the Bakersfield Dome. I might be there. A friend of mine might be there to referee. It's a fun company. It mixes wrestling and porn stars. It's fun as hell. The porn stars end up being the valets for the guys. We had one porn star as a ring announcer. We had birds over here chirping that were just making noise. Shut up! Goddamn birds. You son of a bitch! That was for a special friend. You know who you are. Shut up! It worked. Wow. Alright. Anyway, NRPW is going to be in Bakersfield in a couple weeks. They mix wrestling and porn stars, like I said. They're a fun company. I recommend going out to see them at the Dome on the 20th, I believe it is. Go check them out. Andy in the UK wants to know what's up with the lack of British main eventers lately. Davey Boy Smith came close in his heyday, but hasn't been anybody really since. The closest has been like William Regal, and he blew it, unfortunately, by getting suspended. Regal was the general manager of Raw and the King of the Ring at the same time, and he blew it by getting suspended. He's still the King of the Ring, but you don't see him on Raw very much anymore, do you? He came back briefly for a couple of weeks, and then he was gone again. Harry Smith got himself suspended and shut down what was going to be a brilliant career. and now he's jobbing on dark matches mostly. Yeah, he can't even job on heat. There's no more heat to job on. That's how low Harry Smith has gone. I'd love to see him back, but I doubt it. And then you've got guys like Paul Burchill, who is, you know, kind of languishing in the mid to low card right now. He had a brief thing with Kofi Kingston when Kofi was Intercontinental Champion, but now, you know, who knows what's going to happen there. Yeah, the British guys kind of got the shaft a little bit, didn't they? They don't really have a whole lot of British people main eventing. Davey Boy Smith, again, was a main eventer in WWE. In the Intercontinental title match with Bret Hart stands out to me. He was also a main eventer in WCW against Vader back in like 92, 93, I believe it was. Yeah, 'cause 92 he was Intercontinental Champion for most of that year. So yeah, it's hard to say why, but you know, strange things have happened. You may see a British World Champion yet. And let's see here, Adam, which live event do I wish I was at? Of all the live events that I've ever been, which one would I have liked to be at? Honestly, if I was a fan back then, I would have loved to have been at WrestleMania 3. But then again, I was only 4 years old when WrestleMania 3 happened, so probably wouldn't have enjoyed it too much being around 93,000 people all in, you know, close in the same area. I would like to have seen it live. That would have been cool. I was supposed to be at WrestleMania 7 and WrestleMania 12, and I didn't get to go to either one of those because plans fell through. And I missed the main event of WrestleMania 7 because of our cable company petering out, so I had to wait for the tape to come out to see who won the WWF Championship. Oh, I found on the news that Hogan won the title from Slaughter, from Fred Rogan on the Channel 4 News out here. That's how I found out Hogan was champion again. Yeah, you know, any WrestleManias I'd love to have been at, the good WrestleManias, not the crappy ones. I've been to a crappy one. WrestleMania 24 wasn't all that good this year. But I enjoyed the experience being with my dad. That was the thing about WrestleMania this year, was being with my dad and being able to watch, you know, Undertaker win the world title. That's his favorite wrestler of all time, so that was cool to see. Okay, here we go. It's the question, the one everybody's waiting for. Okay. This is from Creator is Real Metal on MySpace. Dude, what's your name? Give me your name and your email. Is it just me, or do the divas that pose for Playboy sooner or later get released? Like Chyna, Christy Hemme, Dawn Marie, etc. Did Dawn Marie pose for Playboy? No, she didn't pose for Playboy. So right away, you're wrong! Okay. She got released because she was pregnant. Okay. Yes, Tori Wilson has been released, but not because of Playboy. She got released because she has a back injury, she can't compete, and WWE didn't see the need to utilize her anymore. Chyna got fired, or got released, a mutual agreement upon the release because they couldn't come to money terms. Nothing to do with Playboy. Sable quit and sued the company for $110 million in '99, but she ended up coming back. Who else has been in Playboy? Christy, yes, she was a budget cut, that sucked. But Candice is still around. Ashley requested her release because of her daughter. Maria's still there. Who else has been in Playboy? That's it, huh? Tori. And whoever's next. There may be some correlation with Playboy and the WWE girls being released, but it's not because of Playboy, you know. It's just the fact that they're not getting utilized right, or they become pregnant, or they have family situations at home. Look at Layla. She could be the next Playboy diva, but she's at home right now dealing with her mom's death, which is very, very sad. Layla, you're on MySpace. Check her out. Give her a shout out. Give her some love. Let her know you guys are thinking about her. She's a great friend of me on MySpace. We're always chatting back and forth. She's cool. So much love out to Layla. But yeah, dumb question. Sorry, dude. It's just like, wow. It's just not as bad as last week's. Last week's was really bad. This week's was kind of like, okay, just think of better questions, guys. Come on. I don't want to do the question every week. I have headaches. Dude, I have to go take ibuprofen when I get home after taping these shows. And ibuprofen's bad for you. It rots away your insides. Anyway, with that, we're going to end this week's show. Again, Unforgiven. Oh, Unforgiven predictions. Thank you for reminding me there, cameraman. WWE Championship Scramble, World Heavyweight Championship Scramble, ECW Championship Scramble. I don't agree with the Scramble concept. I think it's stupid. I think Punk will end up retaining the championship, end up with the title back around his waist. Soul Triple H. but the ECW title will change hands. I don't know who it's going to be. I really can't decide. There's a lot of guys in that match that I like, but probably I'd love to see Matt Hardy win it. I'd love to see Finlay win it. Even Chavo win it back. Just not Mark Henry, please. Or Miz. Please, not those two. Please. Michaels will beat Jericho's ass in the unsanctioned match. And Crime Time will somehow not come away with the tag team titles. DiBiase and Rhodes will find a way to cheat their way to victory or screw them out of the championship once again. This is my opinion. With that, we're out. Tune in next week. We'll have an Unforgiven review, maybe, if I feel like it. We'll see you next time. Why do you do that every show? Every show he waits and just waits for me to stop talking, and then he a little bit longer, and then he turns the camera off just to make me laugh or something. I'm not gonna do it. I refuse.
And now, preview time. So let's take a look at what's coming your way.
The Casa D18 Studios, an affiliate of the Jeff Meacham Network, Multiverse of Media, proudly presents this retro content from the Casa D18 Studios.
Welcome, ladies and gentlemen, to this installment of the Renegade of Wrestling. I am your host, JJ Williams, and instead of bringing you indie coverage this week, I'm actually going to bring to you my thoughts and predictions for tomorrow's TNA Turning Point. Let me see. The Wikipedia page has got this so out of sorts as far as, main event matches and whatnot, so I'm just going to start with what they have listed at number 9. And go to what they have listed as number 1, even though it's probably not the main event. And just deal with the way Wikipedia has it sorted out for me. Mr. Anderson and Abyss versus Bully Ray and Scott Steiner in a tag team match. Well, clearly put, based off of Impact this past week, and the team of Anderson, Abyss, and Hardy getting the upper hand going into the pay-per-view, I've got to say I think Bully Ray and Scott Steiner will probably end up cheating and getting the victory in this one. Abyss just made his face turn, so it would make sense for him to continue the momentum, especially if they're going to maybe push him to a possible title match against Robert Roode. But right now, I think that Bully Ray and Scott Steiner are, like I said, they're going to find some way to cheat, and they're going to end up getting the victory in this one. TNA Television Championship match, Eric Young versus Robbie E. Here's my problem with this one. I really like Eric Young. EY's my homie. I love EY. But I think that he's making that belt a joke. Now, on the other hand, Robbie E., or should I call him Zack Ryder version 2.0, is also a joke. But I think I would rather see the television championship on Robbie E. right now, especially since he's got Big Robbie T as his backup for a nice little push, than I would see it on EY. EY has, with fighting Scott Baio and fighting, I'm blanking on Bischoff's partner right now.
Jason Hervey.
Thank you. Jason Hervey from the Wonder Years, and now having Ronnie have his back from the Jersey Shore, he's made the TV title a joke. And I think Robbie E. will make the belt just a little less of a joke if he takes it off of him. Austin Aries versus Jesse Sorensen versus Kid Cash in a 3-way dance for the X Division title. I got 4 words for you. Kid motherfucking Cash. Nothing against A-Double. Jesse Sorensen I'm not really digging, but nothing against A-Double. But Kid Cash needs that push. He is one of those X Division pioneers that laid the groundwork even before there was an X Division. You don't believe me? Go watch some original ECW footage. And then when TNA started, he was one of those guys there, along with like Jerry Lynn and AJ Styles and Loki, that really kind of helped pioneer TNA's X Division. Kid Cash needs this belt right now. If they are not going to give him the belt in the foreseeable future, I hate to say it, they may as well just get rid of him. Because Kid Cash will bring some prestige back to that belt. Bobby Roode versus AJ Styles for the TNA World Heavyweight Championship. Told you Wikipedia had it all funky and out of sorts. This is my problem with this match. This match was not even announced, to those that don't read spoilers, until the credits at the bottom of the screen were starting to roll on Impact. For the go-home show for the pay-per-view. That is tomorrow. 3 days away from the event, this match was announced on TV. I have a little bit of an issue with that. It shows that the World Heavyweight title is not TNA's priority right now. And that fucking sucks. Especially when you got guys like Robert Roode and AJ Styles fighting for the belt that have busted their ass for the company. It shows how little faith the company really has in their originals, in the fact that this match just got made. Alrighty here. My phone is buffering real quick, so I'm going to go ahead and touch on another match that I know off the top. And that is Gail Kim versus Velvet Sky for the Knockouts Championship. It's about fucking time. I think I've made it pretty clear on this channel my feelings about Velvet Sky. And if you don't know my feelings, then you can go on YouTube and look up a song called No Pigeons from the band called Sporty Thieves. And that's kind of my feelings on Velvet Sky. I really hope, pray, and believe that Gail Kim is going to walk out of here with the belt. And if TNA is smart, they will let her go full-on heel with her next Impact promo, ripping WWE to shit like they usually let WWE cast-offs do. And go off about how Vince McMahon didn't have the foresight to make me the first woman in history to hold all the major championships, when he could have. It took Mickey leaving the company and coming here to a company where she was the first Knockouts champion, Gail was, for that feat to be accomplished. And by having not only half of the Knockouts tag titles, but also the Knockouts championship, she would be proving the fact that she's still a champion quality contender, sending WWE the biggest fuck you that she could by having not one, but 2 straps. Let me see here. I actually have to punch in stuff again. Freaking phone botched on me. Sorry, guys. You've got a 6-man tag team match for the TNA tag team straps. Mexican America and Sarita teaming up to take on Ink and Toxin. And the straps can change hands, despite the females being in the match on this one. I've said it before, I'll say it again. I think it's time for Ink to get the rub here. As gung-ho as I was about Mexican America getting the straps off of Beer Money, I think Mexican America has had them long enough now, and Ink has been chasing these straps for a while. I think Ink definitely deserves to get the push at this point, especially now that they've brought Toxin, Christina Von Eerie, into the fold. So that's my feelings on that one right there. Got Rob Van Dam versus the Fallen Angel Christopher Daniels. I'm calling match of the night right here. It's either going to be this one or Rude AJ, match of the night. I am so glad to see these two finally get a match on a big stage against each other. Their matches on Impact have been fine and good, but They had a match once upon a neon moon in a little company out here in SoCal called Ultimate Pro Wrestling. Go on to eBay, go on to Amazon, look for the DVD called UPW versus the World, Volume 1. Rob Van Dam versus Christopher Daniels in a great, I think it was about 20-minute contest. And this is low production values, one camera, maybe two cameras shooting this match. It was a tremendous match. So I'm glad to see that these guys are finally getting a main event stage, if you will, to showcase what was an awesome indie match out here back in the day. Crimson versus Matt Morgan. Jeff personally doesn't get Crimson. I kind of dig Crimson. I think he's a cool talent. At the end of the day, this match is all about his undefeated streak, and his streak isn't going to end yet. It's not going to end just yet. They've had the opportunity to have Crimson fall to some monumental talents, and he's beaten them. No disrespect to Matt Morgan, but they're not going to have him end Crimson's streak. Wouldn't make any sense to. He's not a former world champion like Angle or Joe or AJ. He didn't have his own undefeated streak like Angle or Joe. So there's no point really in having Matt Morgan in the streak, in my opinion. So I'm calling Crimson on this one. And last but not least, my bathroom break match. Jeff Hardy versus Jeff Jarrett. This is the match that is actually listed at number 1 on Wiki, like it's the most important match of the night. It may be the most important match to Jeff Hardy, but I think that's the only person that this match is important to. Coming as an ex-Hardy fan, as I am, and someone who spent the night in his car to meet Jeff in Chula Vista, this is my bathroom match. I'm over Jeff Jarrett, and I'm over Jeff Hardy. They're going to give it to Hardy because this is all about his redemption. I mean, shit, his face is on the fucking poster for Turning Point. They're going to give the match to Jeff Hardy. But I really don't think they should. I think they should bury him for a while and make him job to people before they start giving him the push that he feels he deserves again. Because he done fucked up. If he hadn't fucked up so bad, I wouldn't have disowned him. A bunch of my friends that are Hardy fans wouldn't have disowned him. And I probably wouldn't be shit-talking him like I am right now. But from betting money, I'm still betting on Hardy. That's going to wrap up the TNA predictions. I want to give a brief mention. Next Saturday, a week from today, November 19th, Battleground Pro Wrestling presents November Pain at the Los Alamitos American Legion Hall, or BPW Arena. Stacked card of nothing but grudge matches right now. Virtually every match I have seen so far has got a stipulation. You've got Mikey Callahan versus BPW champion Rico Dynamite in I Quit match. You've got Robbie Phoenix and Tito Escondido, Robbie defending the Maximum Championship in a 2 out of 3 falls match. You've got Foob Dog versus Pinky in a strap match. You've got the new BPW Tag Team Champions, the Silverheart Radicals, defending their straps against the Black Knights in a Tornado Tag Team match. And you've got Joey Ryan defending the West Coast Wrestling Championship against B-Boy, who's also putting his Battleground Championship on the line. I forget which one he holds at this point. And against Famous B. both belts are on the line. Meaning that if Joey wins, he's a double champion. If B-Boy wins, he's a double champion. If Famous B wins, unfortunately, he only gets the belt of the person he pinned. But Joey Ryan or B-Boy could walk out of there next week with 2 championships. So, I highly recommend any of my fans that watch this that are in the SoCal area come out to the Los Alamitos Legion Hall next Saturday, hang out with me, hang out with Jeff, watch some kick-ass independent wrestling action. And until then, I'm the Renegade of Wrestling, JJ Williams, and I will see you next time.
And now, preview time. So let's take a look at what's coming your way.
You ever wanted to come into a sports bar where the barkeeps know their game? Well, the Jeff Meacham Network, Multiverse of Media, has got a production just for you. Sit down and relax as the stat boy and his partner break down the statistics in all things sports. Whether it's football, basketball, motorsports, baseball, hockey, soccer, professional wrestling, mixed martial arts, boxing, and much, much more. All are welcome. Your barkeeps here keep you up to date and in the know of everything going on in sports, while also having a pleasant conversation about it all. Your host and owner of the bar, Stat Boy Mike. His partner in crime, Dory Lou. And a host of other guests coming in. The food's hot, the seats are warm, the drinks are ice cold, and the sports talk is plentiful. Casa D18 Studios presents Stat Boy Sports Bar. Take a bar stool and enjoy the show. The Casa D18 Studios, an affiliate of the Jeff Meacham Network, Multiverse of Media, proudly presents this retro content from the Casa D18 Studios.
What's up, y'all? This is Chicks on Wrestling. I'm Jade Hogan.
And I'm Pinky. What's cracking? Hey! We have a couple of things to talk about. Bound for Glory is this coming Sunday. Yay!
TNA.
Oh, technically Impact. Impact Wrestling. Impact Wrestling. We couldn't think of nothing else that was fun.
We're stupid.
We're stories. We have some predictions to make. This should be good. Let's start off with the TNA X Division Championship match. Zema Ion versus Rob Van Dam. Do we have any clue as to who might win this one? Jade, I'll let you start.
I think my fellow stoner. Rob Van Dam.
I agree, but we got some
I
problems.
can't stand Zeon.
I know you can't see
Dragon
Zema
Ball
Ion,
Z, whatever the fuck his name is.
We know. But he did take out my boo Jesse Sorensen. So, as much as I love you, Rob, and I love you, Rob, but I'm sorry. Just for this angle alone, Zema has to get this in order for Jesse. Hold on, before you get me all ugly faced and stuff.
Hey.
Before that, Jesse Sorensen was actually in the running to take the X Division Championship before Zema Ion, damn near killed him. So I'm thinking Zema gets it in order to keep the title so Sorensen can come back and take it. I love you, Rob, but storyline goes. Sorensen has to come in. Maybe not. Well, I'm going for Zema Ion for the sake of argument, so she's going to go Rob Van Dam. I'm sorry.
I'm going with my buddy.
Oh, yeah, totally.
We miss you.
Where are you at, buddy? Come back to Cali. Oh, yeah, I did see him at John Levitt's club, comedy club in at City Walk. No,
Awesome.
actually, side note, segue, Rob Van Dam is freaking hilarious. He actually talks about having a big cock on stage. I'm like, and I'm front row to see this. I'm like, where's it at?
He's got a big booty, but I didn't know he had a...
That's what he said.
No
He
wonder.
got a badonga. Yeah, no wonder why Sonya's
No wonder
happy
Sonya.
with that. Yeah,
Good
Lord.
girl.
Good girl. Good way to do that, because I love a man with a fat ass. PHAT. That boy got a
He got
badonga.
some booty.
Booty. Badonka. Grab a cake.
Moving on.
And moving on to the singles match for the television championship. Samoa Joe versus Magnus. Bleh.
Magnus.
Really? Why?
I hate Joe.
Why do you... Okay. We've been discussing this for a few weeks now. Why in the world do you hate Joe?
Joe's an asshole.
Why is Joe an asshole?
Because when I went up to him at PWG
Uh-oh. Uh-huh.
in the parking lot,
Uh-huh.
he straight turned away from me and kept on doing what he was doing.
Might he have not seen you?
Jeff coming up, says, "Hi, Joe." Turns around, drops what he's doing, and talks. Has a full-on conversation with him. But can't sit there and say hi to a cripple.
Oh. That's kind of wrong, Joe.
Asshole.
Oh. Damn. Well, I love me some Joe. Those of y'all who know me, I like my men on the thick side, and Joe's hot. I'm gonna go with Joe because Magnus sucks, and Magnus, I mean, granted, you hot, but dude,
Hot.
no, man, no, he has a nice body. He has a butterface.
Hot.
He has a butterface.
Hot.
Everything but his face is hot.
What did you call him again?
Butterface. Booger Wolf. Booger Wolf.
JJ.
Booger Wolf.
He's ignoring me.
Of course
See,
he's telling
he's
you.
pulling a Joe.
Oh, good one.
No. Not gonna
gonna
happen, big bro.
I'm gonna go with Joe on this one. She's gonna go with Magnus. Whatever. Okay, we have. Oh my goodness, Joey Ryan versus Al Snow.
Joey Ryan.
No.
Oh, hell yeah.
No.
Yeah.
I'm so sick of that freaking pervy licking mustache on his face. He looks like Chester the Molester. No.
I love me some Joey.
I know you
Even though we were in the park the other day and he was in the park too and didn't fucking call us or anything.
But,
God damn you.
But honey, do you expect wrestlers to actually take the time out to actually say hey to those that actually got him in the park a few times?
Mikey O'Shea does.
Well, that's Mikey O'Shea.
Mikey will come around even when he only has an hour and
Spend time.
spend time with us.
I know, but Joey
But
Ryan.
Joey Ryan's too big for us. Meh, meh, meh.
Well, his mustache is bigger than
You're
his
hot,
freaking head.
but you're a butthead.
Oh, he's not even hot. I'm sorry, Joey. You're gonna get killed. I honestly will say Al Snow takes it. Because if Joey wins, he actually gets a contract with TNA. But if Al Snow wins, we don't ever see Joey again. I hope to God Al Snow kicks his ass.
Yeah, even though we've seen how that kind of thing goes.
Oh my God, it doesn't go at all. That's how that goes.
They still stick around anyway.
How is that? So does it mean he actually has a contract already and this is just freaking formality?
Maybe.
Okay.
I mean, you never know.
Hey, well with TNA at least shit's unpredictable like WWE.
Right?
Right. Oh yeah, Magnus. Joe's gonna kill you.
No.
So, yes, he is. Yes. Now we're gonna go to the Knockouts title match. Miss Tessmacher versus my girl, my other baby mama, Tara, aka Victoria, that chick from San Bernardino, that chick that got trained at EW School. Why not? I am honestly gonna go with Tara on this one.
I actually would agree. I love you, Brooke. But Tara's fucking like, oh.
She's amazing.
She is gorgeous. She's strong. She is a woman's wrestler.
She's amazing. And that Widow's
And
Peak.
she taught.
Yeah. She taught Brooke how to wrestle, and apparently Brooke just gonna say, "Oh, I'm gonna kick your ass too, teacher." No, we don't think so.
I was gonna say, for a student to kick teacher's
ass?
ass?
Nah.
No, I'm not thinking so.
I don't think so. It doesn't happen like that. So I'm gonna go with Tara. Take the title, bring it home. And on the subject of the knockouts, we actually have some knockouts that can flip and wrestle. Unlike Tiffany, the current referee of the knockouts,
Troublemaker.
who is married to somebody's. She's married to somebody. Who is he? Oh, I don't know. Can we get a stat on who that is that she's married to?
Who is that?
Who's that again?
Who is it?
Who is it?
Come on.
Spell it.
Drew
Ah.
McIntyre.
I just see she's just
Y'all
telling
just
me.
couldn't let me stay out of the show, could you?
No.
I'm trying my damnedest to actually let y'all talk
We are talking.
and not interrupt.
We are talking.
Because apparently people bitch too much when there's noise in the background, so I was trying to let y'all actually do your thing, and you just had to bring
And
me
we
in.
appreciate it.
And
but
we
we
love you
you
for
so
it.
much.
Yes, we do.
That we need your input.
Income? What? Income. What the?
I said income instead of
Oh.
input. What?
See? Use
I've been
the views.
dealing
All
with
you
money
need is
too
my
much
money.
lately, and it's income. Huh?
All
I
you
ain't
want
in
is
it.
my money. I see how it is.
I ain't in that. I'm gonna go with Tara
Alright,
because
man.
Tara. Oh. Wow. Oh.
Not only gonna be a hoe, I'm gonna be a gold digger too, probably.
Oh yeah, and probably dyke number one. That's so wrong. Okay, back to Tara, Gail Kim, Christy, Hemi. There's somebody else
she doesn't really wrestle.
But she did wrestle, and she can wrestle.
In WWE.
Right, but she can wrestle. Gail Kim, and she went to the WWE. If anybody remembers this, back in 2002, won the women's title, not the Divas crappy ass title, on her first night there. So, what did that tell you? The knockouts are better than the Divas any day.
Sounds familiar from Layla.
And she can't wrestle worth a damn. I'm sorry. Anyway, moving on to street fight match. Bobby Roode, no relation to Rick Roode, versus the Tennessee Cowboy, James Storm. Hey now, who do you have in this one, darling?
This one's not fair because I like both.
It is not fair.
I love both. They're so hot.
I know, but we gotta pick the most.
They're so good.
Wait. And the special enforcer, special referee is King Mo?
Who?
Exactly. Who is this ugly mofo? I don't know who you is, but you ugly. You ain't got nobody to be trying to be nobody's enforcer. You ugly. You got them jacked up nose. Totally. Okay. For the sake of argument, I'm gonna go with the lesser of two. I can't say evil, lesser of two goods. I'm gonna go with James Storm this one.
I'm gonna have to go with Bobby Roode.
Really?
I am. I'm sorry. I love you and I love James Storm, but
why?
I'm gonna go with Bobby Roode.
But come on now, the rivalry's been going on since last year. Since last year, there has to be James Storm winning this one. Bobby Roode's been kicking his ass for the last year. All over the freaking world. It is time for James Storm.
I think James Storm is just the weaker one of them.
Oh!
I love you and I love him, but I think he's the weaker one.
She said it, not me. I will never say that about you, James, because save a horse, ride a cowboy. I still say James Storm in this one.
Horse or horse?
Horse, you ninja!
It totally sounded like you said horse.
Save a horse, H-O-R-S-E. Ride a cowboy, James Storm. What's up? And the World Tag Team Champions. We're just going to officiate this. Team UPW has Casa D18 Christopher Daniels versus Kurt Angle and AJ Styles versus Chavo and Hernandez.
If anybody out there knows me, y'all know who I'm going to pick.
Oh, crap. Who?
AJ.
Why?
What was it? AJ and
Angle. Duh.
Even though I don't like Kurt.
I love Kurt.
I love me some AJ. AJ is my baby daddy. My #1 baby daddy from TNA. Huh. I got to touch that ass.
You lucky bitch.
I kind of just grabbed it.
AJ, now you know it was her. It was the cripple that grabbed your ass. It wasn't me.
Well, he knew. He knew.
Of
Because
course
he was taking a picture.
Of course he had to have known him. Probably went home and did something.
Okay, I'm sorry. The story behind that, he had a backpack on. I asked for a picture. I was trying to find a spot where my hand could lay for the picture, so my arm could be around him. And so it kind of just slipped down to the right area.
Oh.
And I grabbed a hold.
He does have a badonka. I got to see that ass jump in front of me at PWG.
I
my
got
first
to
show.
see that ass pull his tights tighter for my friends.
Oh,
because
gee,
they kept on hounding him.
That sounds like Triple H, what Triple H did in 03.
Oh, wow.
I'll explain that later next show. Okay, for this match only. Honestly, I think I'm going to go with Tag Team Champions retaining. Team UPW, Kaz and Daniels. I'm sorry. I love you, Daniels. Hey, boo-boo. That's my Daniels because he loves him some Pinky. Because Pinky's amazing. And so is Daniels. I'm sorry. I'm going to go with... We're just going to eliminate Chavo and Hernandez right now. They can just go on the way of the Dirty Bird. But I am going to go... I don't.
But...
I don't. Love you, Hernandez. Don't like Chavo. But I'm going to go with the Tag Team Champions retaining.
He's a Guerrero.
I don't give a hoot nanny. He is a Guerrero. So, he's a Guerrero. He is not Eddie Guerrero.
Respect for Guerreros.
I do respect the Guerreros. I just don't respect Chavo. with his name Jack himself. You know what I'm talking about. Anywhoville. Now, we are going to go with the Impact Wrestling Heavyweight Championship match of the world. The greatest man who ever lived in the shortest little shit I've ever seen in my life. A double Austin Aries versus the not Jeff Hardy. Versus the charismatic Enigma, my rainbow hair warrior, the leader of the creatures of the night. Sup? Jeff Hardy. I am gonna go with Jeff Hardy.
Jeff Hardy.
Jeff Hardy. I'm sorry. A double, you short and you got issues. And you said I had double
You're
chin.
rude.
Assholes. Yeah, and he's very rude. No wonder why he's really short.
Rude.
Rude. No wonder why he's really short.
Yeah.
I will say this, Jeff Hardy has taken his last chance. If you listen to the music before the music starts in his music, it says one last shot. Jeff Hardy's been through a lot. He's been through hell and back.
Yeah.
And here he stands.
Definitely has.
This boy has been through rehab multiple times, but apparently the birth of his baby girl and the love
I
of
didn't
his
even know
wife.
he had a baby girl.
Where the hell have you been? He has
Apparently
a
out of
beautiful
blue.
baby girl named Ruby, and she is
Aw.
adorable. Looks just like Jeff and Beth.
Aww.
Congrats, babies.
Congrats.
Congrats.
No.
I honestly say,
I'm sorry.
Jeff Hardy has taken his last chance and ran with it.
You know why I didn't know?
Why?
Because I'm not into the media and all that crap.
Well, it wasn't necessarily the media, honey. TNA and WWE pretty much spouted off that he has baby.
I still
Maybe
don't-
a
I don't-
Mary finally.
I don't read that stuff. I don't follow that stuff. I'm just,
I know, but
I don't like to feed into people's personal life.
well, his personal life is out for us to see.
Unlike other people, I don't do that.
Yeah, yeah. Oh, well.
I like to keep, my stuff,
Right.
and other people's their stuff, their stuff.
Okay, I got you.
So, congratulations. I'm very happy for you guys.
Speaking of Jeff Hardy, I've been blessed to have met him almost 10 years ago at Borders in Torrance. Those of you who know me know this story very well. I went the night before, picked up a couple things from Matt and Jeff. They were doing a book signing for their Hardy Boys book, the only one that came out. They were 45 minutes late. I happened to pick up 2 grab bags for them. I picked up
that's
teddy
right. I
bears,
remember this story.
pop, candy, and I even made them cards with letters from me to them.
That's
So
awesome.
instead of asking for an autograph, I presented them each with their own grab bag. Matt was first. Oh my God, he smelled fantastic. I got to Matt and I'm like, can you give this to Jeff? He literally pushed me and said, no, you go give it to Jeff. You brought it for us. You presented it to him. I'm like, I don't wanna. What I wanted and what I could have are 2 totally different things at that time. So I nervously, almost about ready to pass out because I love me some Jeff Hardy, walked up to Jeff Hardy and gave him his bag. His bear was a rainbow bear with
Aw.
silver wings. I'll never forget it. And Jeff, I hope you watch this and I hope you remember me. I honestly think Jeff Hardy is as good as he's ever been, if not better than he's ever been.
That's awesome.
Jeff Hardy takes the title. It's time. He's taken his last chance and ran with it. And then some. Thank you, TNA Brass, for recognizing Jeff Hardy needed help. He got the help that he needed. And
Exactly.
he's using his last chance to the best of his ability. A double. You can go the way of the dodo bird for all I care, you short little shit.
Bye. Don't
We
let the door
don't-
hit
with-
you
with
on
the
the
good-
way out.
Exactly. Don't let the door hit you with the good Lord split ya. Deuces. We are going to go with Jeff
Although
Hardy.
it'd
on
probably
this.
be his head because he's so dumb.
Short.
Small.
Well, it probably will be his head, but whatever. It splits in 2 too. Last match that we are going to go through. Aces and Eights versus Sting and Bully Ray. If Aces and Eights wins, they get full access to Impact Wrestling. All of the shows all over the world. If Sting and Bully Ray win, bye-bye Aces and Eights.
Now, I was bringing this up actually to JJ the other day.
Talk to me.
I think, and he thinks I'm wrong, but I think that it's Kaz and
Daniels?
Christopher.
Nah.
I think it's them because they're always trying to start so much shit.
What?
They did it with AJ. they're constantly stirring shit. Who better than shit stirrers to be the leaders of Aces and Eights?
I'm sorry.
Or at least part of them.
I have my own personal theory, and I explained this to JJ a couple weeks ago, and he looked at me and just crossed his eyes because I might be right on this one. I'm usually right. I honestly think, and shut up whoever is giggling back there before I knock the hell out of you. Anywho, Bill, I honestly think because of the back shot we got 2 weeks ago is none other than the leader of former NWO, when they were in WCW, running buddies of Hulk Hogan and Sting and Ric Flair. His son also now wrestles for Impact Wrestling, who, by the way,
we haven't seen for a minute
since he got booted out of his match that he was supposed to be in a couple weeks ago.
Why did he get booted out?
According to Hulk Hogan, he wasn't good enough to be in the match. But if you look at this man's face, and I'm speaking of Garrett Bischoff, if you look at this man's face, it went from really cool, yay, I'm going to be in the match, to I'm going to fuck your world up and then some. And I'm going to take your family out with you. I honestly think, because of the back shot we got, who else in this world wears a backwards baseball cap, rolls with bikers, and likes to be the only man in the group that's actually the biggest man in the group? I seriously think it's none other than Eric Bischoff. Them big Dumbo ears and that backwards hat reminds me of old WCW when I fell asleep every Saturday afternoon for a nap. It's Eric Bischoff. We will find out Sunday who it is, but I personally think it's Eric Bischoff. I think Eric Bischoff is the leader of Aces and Eights, and unfortunately, as much as I love Sting and kind of like Bully Ray, I'm going to go Aces and Eights on this one, because with all this build-up, they will fuck it up if Aces and Eights lose.
I have to agree, because, like you said, they'll fuck it up if they let it just die. It'll die.
It really will. I mean, for crying out loud, we get Parks jacked, we get Sting and Hogan jacked, and stuff spraying their eyes, and poor Parks, we all know who is Abyss. I still said that.
Although, I don't know if they'll let the face of the company and everybody, die.
No, I don't necessarily think that, but I don't think Aces and Eights.
He is the leader of the company right now.
Right. But
and then Sting has always been, one of the faces.
Well, one of the faces kind of sort of turned heel, but kind of started to turn face. So it's kind of like he's the Crow. What? I'm serious. I mean, you can't really tell where Sting is coming from unless he speaks his mind and says where he's coming from. I personally think Aces and Eights got this, and God help us all if they do.
I don't know what to think on this one, actually.
Really?
Yeah.
Well, just kind of
because of the fact that it's Hogan and Sting, and it's Aces and Eights. They're both strong competitors.
Well, Hogan really should just go ahead and retire, but that's another story.
Anyways, who knows? Y'all watch, we'll watch, and we'll come back and tell you our thoughts on the outcome. But for now, this is Chicks on Wrestling. I'm Jade Hogan.
And I'm Miss Pinky.
See you later.
And now, preview time. So let's take a look at what's coming your way.
Hello pals, Alyssa Marino here, and as a friend of Parker Kane Promotions, I am super excited to share the awesomeness that they've got in store for you this November at WrestleCade. You'll be seeing the world-traveling Capital Championship Wrestling Global Fighting Champ Rebecca J. Scott, a rising star who's been featured on Ladies Night Out, MCW, and more, the stunner Emily J., an internationally traveled talent who you've seen on NXT UK and Stardom, Angel of the Ring Zaya Brookside, and NWA World Women's Tag Team Champion Chicago's sweetheart Missa Kate will also be appearing live. It's all going down WrestleCade weekend in Winston-Salem, North Carolina. You can catch these stars brought to you by Parker Kane Promotions on Saturday, November 25th from 10 a.m. to 3 p.m. And be sure to stick around for Ladies Night Out the following day on Sunday, November 26th. You can get your WrestleCade weekend tickets at WrestleCade.com.
The Casa D18 Studios, an affiliate of the Jeff Meacham Network, Multiverse of Media, proudly presents this retro content from NoDQ.com.
Welcome everyone to NoDQ&A video here on NoDQ.com. I am the owner of NoDQ, Aaron Rift, here to answer your questions regarding the world of professional wrestling. So let's get right down to it. Do you think anyone will ever top Bruno Sammartino's number of combined days he held the WWE title, which was 4,040? Cena, with his 10 reigns, had 1,048. And I want to add that Sammartino only had 2 title reigns. It's highly unlikely that anyone will ever be able to beat Bruno Sammartino's WWE title record. It was a different era. Things have changed, and even if John Cena has another 10 title reigns, which is very much a possibility at this point, he's still not going to reach that record. I don't think anybody is ever going to come close to Sammartino's record. Do you think Triple H is deluded in his comments that UFC needs to evolve to WWE's level, or is he just playing for the reaction? I think it's a combination of both. I think Vince McMahon and Triple H really do believe that UFC is not competition with WWE, even though when UFC's had a pay-per-view like the night before a WWE pay-per-view, WWE pay-per-views have taken a hit. So I think there's definitely some kind of competition there in terms of pay-per-view business. And but I also think that Triple H is just trying to, stir the pot and do anything to get a reaction out of people and to get some free publicity. That's just my opinion. Hey Aaron, love the show, watch it every day. What are your opinions on Heath Slater? Do you think he has potential and can make a name for himself eventually down the road? I think he's a decent wrestler, but I'm not really a big fan of his look. The whole Wendy's look, and John Cena already has made him out to look like a goof. And unless he shakes that Wendy's stigma, I don't really... He needs some kind of repackaging in terms of his look at least. Maybe grow out a beard or cut his hair or something. He just needs a change, I think. But maybe he'll find himself. He's definitely got some potential. He's got some skill. Hey Aaron, what is your opinion on Stone Cold Steve Austin / Lance Storm angle in 2003? When Austin kept calling Lance boring, eventually leading to the dancing Lance gimmick. This is kind of related to that last question because what happened with Steve Austin was he called Lance Storm boring, and then everyone started chanting boring at Storm, and then that was the beginning of the end for him in WWE. He never really recovered from that. And just like with John Cena, making the Wendy's reference to Heath Slater, everyone's always going to see him as the Wendy's chick. So he's never going to be able to be taken seriously. So, like I said, going back to the other question, they really need to repackage Heath Slater in some capacity. And yeah, it was just really unfortunate because Lance Storm could really bring a lot to the table. And going back to WCW, he was awesome there. And, he actually got pushed really hard for a couple weeks and people were buying into him. So there definitely more could have been done with him in WWE. Hey Aaron, I remember back in 2008 at the Hall of Fame, The Rock said he would love to have 3 dream matches. One was against Cena, the other 2 were against Shawn Michaels and Rey Mysterio. What are the chances of Rock facing HBK and Mysterio? Mysterio, highly unlikely. Shawn Michaels, almost 0 chance. Never say never, but I would be very, very surprised if that match ever takes place. You mentioned in an earlier NoDQ&A video that you wouldn't be surprised if SmackDown was merged with Raw if the attendance continues to suck. Do you see them making Raw 3 hours if they do merge the brands? Well, USA Network has been pushing for WWE to do 3-hour shows. That's why, every couple months there's a 3-hour show. USA wants it more often, and WWE is, not crazy about it because the writers are already under enough stress trying to put together a 2-hour show, and they have difficulty with that sometimes. And I think Vince McMahon is against doing a 3-hour show and just feels it's too much, and rightfully so. If you go back to WCW, those 3-hour Nitros were brutal sometimes. It was just too much. 2 hours is a perfect length for a TV show. Don't push it with 3 hours. So hopefully they're best just sticking off with the 2 shows. Raw on Mondays and then SmackDown whenever. If they're going to merge the brands, just have all the superstars on both shows. That's the way to go in my opinion. Hey Aaron, what is the greatest possible match that did not happen? Mine would be Shawn Michaels versus The Rock. That would be awesome. Well, yeah, like I said, that match is unlikely to happen. Very unlikely. But if it ever did, it would, it'd blow the roof off the place. It would just be one of the greatest WWE matches of all time. I think the biggest match that never happened was Steve Austin versus Goldberg. I mean, you're talking about the 2 biggest stars of their respective brands, and at a time when wrestling was at its peak in popularity, that would have been the biggest match of all time, no question about it. Is Christian better as a heel or face? Ooh, that's a tough one. I really like... he's good in both roles. It's hard to say which he's better at. As a heel, he's always been good as, being arrogant and being that heel that you just want to punch in the face. He really gets you going and says stuff to instigate you and, very good at talking trash. As a babyface, he's always good at making his comebacks and, selling the heel and so on and so forth. He's great in either role. He's like Shawn Michaels in that regard. Hey Aaron, do you think if TNA got as good as WWE, Vince or Triple H would have to bring back some sort of attitude era to keep their ratings up, like they did with WCW? Thanks, Dan, D-A-N-N. Well, if things got desperate enough, I'm sure WWE would be forced to change their product in some aspect. But right now, TNA is not even close to being a threat to WWE. So, they're going to keep running on cruise control and doing what's been successful for them. There's no reason for them to change or take any kind of risks. But sometime down the line, 10, 15 years, if WWE is on the ropes again, I'm sure that they will be forced. They'll have no other choice but to change their product and do something different. Hey Aaron, love the show and thanks for picking up my question. Anyways, so what were your thoughts on Triple H versus Stone Cold's 3 Stages of Hell match at 2001's No Way Out? I think that match and rivalry was underrated. Well, I think it's underrated because they put so much into that feud and that pay-per-view. 3 Stages of Hell was an epic battle between those two, and great matches, by the way. But I think the reason that people kind of forget it is because of the follow-up. One would think that Triple H would be the number 1 contender, and then after WrestleMania, he would face Steve Austin. But what did they do? They aligned the 2 of them. It made absolutely no sense You had a built-in feud right there. Triple H can just say, hey, I beat Austin in the 3 stages of hell. I deserve the title shot. And instead they team up. God, that whole period. Like, everyone knows what I said in one of the previous videos about WrestleMania 17. Not a big fan of the ending of that pay-per-view. And then definitely in the months following that, it was just a mess. Just a mess. Alright, that about does it for No DQ&A video here on NoDQ.com. You can submit a question for No DQ&A at NoDQForums.com. That's right, we got the forums back up. Please register and make some posts, respond to some posts, come interact with other wrestling fans, and submit a question for No DQ&A. I'll be answering it via text, and maybe I'll answer some of them here on the video series. Also, please subscribe, youtube.com/NoDQCAW. If you know anybody that watches wrestling, have them check out No DQ&A video. Maybe they'll like it, maybe they won't, but at least they'll check it out. I really appreciate the support, guys. And on that note, we'll see you next time.
And now, preview time. So let's take a look at what's coming your way.
You ever wanted to come into a sports bar where the barkeeps know their game? Well, the Jeff Meacham Network, Multiverse Media has got a production just for you. Sit down and relax as the Stat Boy and his partner break down the statistics in all things sports. Whether it's football, basketball, motorsports, baseball, hockey, soccer, professional wrestling, mixed martial arts, boxing, and much, much more. All are welcome. Your barkeeps here keep you up to date and in the know of everything going on in sports, while also having a pleasant conversation about it all. Your host and owner of the bar, Stat Boy Mike. His partner in crime, Dory Lou. And a host of other guests coming in. The food's hot, the seats are warm, the drinks are ice cold, and the sports talk is plentiful. Casa D18 Studios presents Stat Boy Sports Bar. Take a bar stool and enjoy the show. The Casa D18 Studios, an affiliate of the Jeff Meacham Network, Multiverse Media, proudly presents this retro content from the Casa D18 Studios.
fans, we're here with another episode of Stat Boy Rants, and as always, these rants are, and always will be, Stat Boy approved. Now, today, I'm rocking a King shirt, which is a rarity, because I went to a Kings game on, that would be February 16th.
Last week, Thursday.
Thank you.
There you go.
The King Guru, Mr. Jeff Meacham, is off here to my left. He will assist me if I screw up on somebody's name. He's a bigger Kings fan. It's no secret. I root for the Ducks.
It wasn't just your first Kings game, Mikey.
It was my first professional NHL game. I had been to plenty of lower level AAA or whatever the minor league team is. I don't know the official term.
Lower level's the wrong term, Mikey.
They're just below the NHL, okay?
There you go.
Compared to independent wrestling. How about that? They're not WWE. They're independent, all right? I've been to plenty of Long Beach Ice Dogs who are now sadly dead. The team is dead. But this was the big leagues. Got to go out to Staples Center, and we're going to talk about it. Went out, had a meal at ESPN Zone, which, if you're going to go to ESPN Zone, make sure you have plenty of time, because we didn't get our dinner until 6:15, and we didn't finish eating until 7 o'clock, and the game started at 7:30. And we had got there at 5:30.
So you didn't get registered, you ordered 5:45.
Exactly. So make sure if you want to eat dinner in downtown LA at Staples Center, get there at 2 o'clock. Go Granny, go. So get up to the seats. The seats were up in the top, but I had a great view of the rink. They do a nice laser show, which was really cool as you warm up. And it was also Dodger night at Staples Center. So they had the Dodgers general manager Ned Colletti come out and do an honorary face-off, which was cool. You gotta get your national anthem out of the way. Bailey comes out. Bailey is a very funny lion. He is crazy, just like a mascot should be. He actually popped up in our section about midway through the first period. He's got a tom-tom drum. He works the crowd, boy. I tell you, he's a cool mascot. I think I like him. And about not even a few minutes into the first period, a fight breaks out at a hockey game. Go figure that one out. If you were following my post on my Stat Boy Rants page, at 7:47 on that day, Dustin Brown, is that correct? Number 23? I'm surprised I knew that. He hits a really hard check on one of the Phoenix Coyotes, lays the guy out. I mean, if he didn't wiggle his feet, he would have been dead. And if you've ever been in an arena, you know how quiet it can get out of concern for, be it a wrestler or a basketball player or a hockey player. You know, you show your respect and you get quiet. And you focus on the player and you make sure he's all right, regardless of what team he's on. He could be your biggest rival. He could be your favorite player. You make sure he's okay. He gets up about 3 minutes later. He's still doubled over a little bit, and he goes to the back. A few seconds later, Mr. Dustin Brown decides to get into a nice little fight. And sadly, he lost because he hit the ground first. And for his troubles, he gets the 5-minute penalty. Which really didn't matter because the other guy got a 5-minute penalty too. 5-minute penalty for fighting. Next thing you know, a few minutes later, Mr. Andrzej Kopitar, it is Andrzej?
Andrzej, it really depends what you talk.
Andrzej.
Andrzej's the best
What is the background of his name?
It's Czechoslovakia, I think.
Okay. Number 11.
Not sure which side of the Czechoslovakia, whatever it is. It's one of those.
A play comes up where the goalie gets, I wouldn't even call it a check. I would just call it a friendly little shove.
Love tap.
Thank you. The net gets removed, the goalie gets up, and the goalie takes a shot at Kopitar. This almost starts a full-scale riot, because apparently Kopitar is one of the best players on the Kings. Agreed?
I'd say he's a superstar, yeah.
Yes. Everybody except Jonathan Quick, who was in his own goal, I mean, they're just a full-scale brawl. The referee is trying to hold back Jonathan Quick. The fans are telling Jonathan Quick to get involved. Jonathan Quick is just standing there. I could have taken a picture of him because he's just like, what do I do here? What do I do? Penalties abound. Kopitar gets a penalty too, which I didn't think he deserved. The goalie gets a penalty. We go on the power play. Nothing happens. The entire first period, there were like fights galore. Left and right. One right after the other. It's like, here we go again. Here we go again. Couldn't believe it. And at the end of the first period, there was no score. But the Kings did outshoot the Coyotes, which was good. At intermission, the Junior League California Condors, their special ed children, or special education, not necessarily children, but special education people, started playing a little game. Bailey was in goal, which was nice to see. And we start the second period. Not much is going on. The referees are actually stopping the fights, which is not fun. I say let them fight. I love to see a good fight. You know, they square off and
When it's gotten out of hand after one period, the referee's got to step in and take charge. That's why that happened.
there you go. By the time the middle of the second period happens, Brad Richardson and Jack Johnson get called for penalties, which result in power plays, and Phoenix scores first, with about 4 minutes to go in the second period. Soon after that, Mike Richards got a call for unsportsmanlike conduct, which we didn't see him hit anybody, so, I mean, unless he's verbally swearing at a referee, is that considered unsportsmanlike conduct? I mean, you can't tell a referee that he effing sucks.
You can't tell anybody he effing sucks, pretty much.
Then what's the point?
People tell us we effing suck all the time on this channel.
You should get a 2-minute penalty.
Those should be misconducts by now.
Yeah,
Throwing that out there.
5-minute game misconduct.
Especially for me.
Second period ends. Coyotes up 1-0. Third period, fights galore again. And the Kings were just shooting left and right, and the puck just would not go in. Towards the end of the game, one of the Phoenix Coyotes got called for cross-checking, which resulted in a 2-minute penalty. We pulled Jonathan Quick. It was a 6-on-4 advantage. And with about 10 seconds left, Dustin Brown gets called for interference. Another not necessarily a power play, but that technically evens things out. And the Kings lose 1-0, which kind of I wanted to check the standings, and of course the Ducks are a few points back, so I wanted the Kings to win, so Phoenix wouldn't get any points. So when the Ducks played New Jersey the next day and either won or scored a point, they would get closer and closer into the playoffs, but that didn't happen. So for my first NHL LA Staples Center experience, I would say it's definitely Staff Boy approved. And then the next day was an autograph signing at our local, Staples. Traffic Circle, PCH, pretty cool. Brad Richardson and Jarrett Stoll, or Stroll? Stoll. Okay, that was my first big mess up.
I know.
Okay. At least I'm allowed maybe one.
That's right.
Maybe.
And Stoll is actually on injured reserve as of the taping.
As of when we
Yes.
met him, yeah.
And of course Bailey showed up. In fact, he showed up and we heard this car honking. At first it was just the Casa D18 group from like 10 until 1. It started at 2 o'clock. At 1 o'clock everybody decided to show up.
So LA time.
Yeah, West Coast time. Bailey shows up in what kind of car does he have?
A Bailey Mobile.
Do we know what kind of car it really, like it's a van or a truck or?
It is the Bailey Mobile.
It's the Bailey Mobile. That's all we know.
There's no make or model, huh?
It's just like the Batmobile. It doesn't matter what the year, make, or model is. It's just the Batmobile.
It is.
Cool.
And it's owned by Jeff Dunn.
Jeff Uffa.
Yes. And we look Cool. We look across the parking lot, and there's Bailey. He's just standing there, just like, "Hi, I'm here." Yeah. And I think it was you, Jeff, that actually either Jeff or I noticed. I don't remember. Like, "Hey guys, look, there's Bailey. There's Bailey. He's over there." And he starts, walking along, giving high fives to people in cars. He points over to the Burger King and says he's hungry.
Well, kind of says.
He's a carnivore, so, a good old burger will never hurt anybody.
That's right.
He comes up, and Dylan goes over and gives Bailey a big hug, and Bailey picks him up, gives him a big hug, goes inside. The ice crew had already showed up. Which two was it?
At the time, it was Alexis and Brooke.
Alexis and Brooke, very beautiful.
Now, before you go on with the other two, because the name of the guy is going to escape me, I'm going to feel like a douche. So stall for a second while I get the other guy's name, because I remember the girl's name. The guy's name escapes me, and I feel like an asshole for not remembering it. So just go ahead and stall. Stretch it out. Stretch it out.
Oh, okay.
Stretch it out.
And we get let inside.
All right.
They show up pretty much on time, I think. Maybe a few minutes after 2 o'clock.
Yeah,
they got there like 5 till.
Yeah.
Oh, they were even better. Better than wrestler time, because wrestlers can show up half an hour and still say, "You know what, I'm traffic."
It was Chris.
Chris
and Cassie showed up later.
Chris and Cassie.
But not before. Everybody showed up before the event started. They were all on time.
Yes.
Okay.
And we go inside. They lead us around in a big lap of the store. We're the first ones in line.
Yes, we were.
Hi, Dylan went first, I think. Got put on Stoll's lap. Pictures galore. I walked. The dads walked up, took their pictures. Jeff forgot to take his picture.
I was so worried about the rest of y'all, seriously.
So he had to get back in line and go all the way around. I walked up to Brad and I said, did you really have to get a 2-minute penalty for hooking last night? He goes,
Did you seriously say
I
that?
said that. That was the only thing he did in the game. That was the only thing he did. A 2-minute penalty for hooking.
I'm going to bring you places, stat boy.
And
he needed to know the stats from the horse's mouth.
Damn it.
And with Stoll being on injured reserve, he didn't
give me the buck.
Just woo! Exactly. He didn't do anything. So I said, they signed the pictures. We took our group shot. I said thank you and walked off. We hung out afterwards to get Jeff's official picture. Renegade took another picture because his was too far away. And there you go. A good experience for me and the Kings. As of now, they're still in the playoffs. We don't know what's going to happen in the next 2-3 weeks. If the Ducks don't get in, I'd like to see the Kings get in, so we have an LA team, But like I said, going out to Staples Center, Los Angeles, between the hours of 6 and 10 o'clock, be prepared, folks. People jaywalk. Oh, we jaywalk too. That's not safe. You're not supposed to do that.
Where'd you jaywalk?
Right in front of the Staples Center.
Which part?
The side where the Gretzky and Magic statues
you
are.
jaywalked to the ESPN zone?
Yeah.
That part of the street is closed off after the game anyway. So
Chickern
Court is closed to street traffic.
Okay. Then I guess it's okay.
So you were okay.
I guess it's okay.
I don't advocate jaywalking, let me make that clear, but you were safe.
There you go. Next month, we're going to do it all again, but we're going to be in Anaheim. We're going to see how crazy the Anaheim fans are, but there's not much around Honda Center where you can... There's a Hooters on the other side of the freeway, and then there's a Denny's by Angel Stadium, so that's probably where everyone's going to flock. So there you go. Statboy has survived Los Angeles. And my first NHL game.
There you go.
There you go. So, thank you to... Jade, this is your shirt, yes?
It's mine.
Oh, it's your shirt? Okay. Well, thank you to Mr. Jeff Meacham for letting me borrow his King shirt. This is actually... I'll show you the back here. This is Bailey number 72 shirt. There you go. He's a cool lion. There's actually a cool promo. I love this promo. There was a promo that involved Bailey, Wild Wing, the San Jose Shark, and
Sharky.
and basically they were at a buffet, and they're all lined up with their plates, and Bailey's sitting at a plate, and here comes Sharky, and he's eating a bowl of soup, and he points to the sign, and they're serving shark fin soup, and so Sharky runs away, and then he's sitting with a sandwich or something, and here comes Wild Wing, who looks nothing like Donald Duck. I mean, that's where they based Wild Wing off of, and he's got a leg in his hand, and
Goddamn bat phone.
he bites on it, and he points and he says, "Now serving roast duck."
Oh.
And Wild Wing runs off. So that was a very funny moment. There were some giveaways. They do a hat trick challenge where you answer a question about the Kings, a question about the team they're playing, and an NHL game. Guy bombed. They did a frozen t-shirt contest where they literally take a t-shirt, dunk it in water, freeze it, and you got to thaw it out and put it on. That was kind of funny. Dance contests, you know, promos left and right, and basically it. So check out your hockey teams and watch the playoffs. As far as this episode, we're done. Keep watching our channel. Send me those comments. Statboy out.
And now, preview time. So let's take a look at what's coming your way.
The Casa D18 Studios, an affiliate of the Jeff Meacham Network, Multiverse of Media, proudly presents this retro content from the Casa D18 Studios.
This is James Morgan, NWA and Mach 1 Wrestling Superstar.
This is Chris Masters, the Masterpiece.
This is Downtown Bruno.
This is Eric Watts from WWE Tough Enough.
Mikey Nova.
Hey, what's up? This your boy, Sean Black.
This is Tess Bella from Santino Brothers.
Gorgeous Joey Chaos.
Yo, monkeys, it's me, DDP, Diamond Dallas Page, and you are watching Dads on Wrestling.
The Dads on Wrestling.
Dads on Wrestling.
Dads on Wrestling.
On YouTube.
Week on YouTube.
On YouTube.
On YouTube.
On YouTube. Now stay tuned or you will feel the bang!
Episode 33, Dads on Wrestling, brought to you by Stone Soul. Check them out for all your R&B cover needs. Starring TW himself, Jeff Meacham, the Renegade of Wrestling, J.J. Williams, and the Lady Killer, Rockin'.
But you already know that.
Starts right now.
I love how that's why they call me TW, because that's right. I am Talk Wrestling. Let's not forget that for one moment right now. All right.
I think we proved that.
We proved that the other day. That's right. First
I
of
think
all,
there's a serious rift going on at NoDQ.com. I'm just throwing that out there.
Whoa. First of all, apologies for the first version of this episode not going up.
Well,
because
in all fairness, that was a Renegade that
was a Renegade we tried to do.
And it just didn't work. So whenever the Dads on Wrestling, Renegade of Wrestling DVD set comes out, it will be on there as a lost episode, along with our tribute to Edge. So be on the lookout for that.
And while we're at it, Stone Soul, make sure you like the business card says MySpace. Don't go by that. Like them on Facebook.
Right.
Because MySpace is dead. But anyway. Although apparently Timberlake bought it.
Justin Timberlake bought MySpace.
And we're gonna have it revamped and whatnot.
Let's hope. Let's
hope. Woo, woo. All right. So what are you doing? Can we focus, please?
You know, I got evicted by my Renegade show this week, as all of y'all have found out. It turned into an unauthorized Talk Wrestling episode, just for you because you demanded it. But over yesterday, the big news circulating around the internet community, Facebook, YouTube, Wrestle Edge, PW Torch, all those websites.
Even the other site that I work for, kind of.
Nah, that one doesn't exist.
Oh, okay.
But anyways, the big news was CM Punk right here, invading the San Diego Comic-Con and calling out this man right here, Triple H. We've all seen the video, and
if you
I've seen it more than once now, and I crack up every time I see it.
Good stuff.
The one-liners back and forth between the two of them, epic. How's life in Fantasyland, Hunter?
How's the unemployment line?
Ooh. Punk was great comeback, though. I'm not looking for a job.
I'm ready to champ.
I've got the championship.
Yeah, pulls the belt.
Not a bad thing to put on your resume.
Yeah.
That's right.
Champions fight.
Well, anytime you want a title shot, sir, just come on down to Chicago. I'll give you one.
So you YouTube fans, go ahead and look that up. All you have to do is just type in CM Punk.
All you have to type in CM Punk. The greatest part, though, the two greatest one-liners were, when are you going to put Zack Ryder on TV?
Shout out to
That's
Zach.
because Zack Ryder needs the push. And the second one, Triple H was like, give us a call. It's a new regime, a new era. Maybe we can work out a deal. And CM Punk in his infinite sarcasticness, it's like, I'm sure Stephanie's got my phone number somewhere. Tell her to call me.
Whole crowd, whole crowd is like sick burn. But if you look on the WWE corporate website, you will see that CM Punk is the WWE champion.
Yes.
And it says kayfabe storyline. And then it says Triple H, head of day-to-day operations, quotations, kayfabe storyline. Sorry guys, I hate to shatter the little, you know what I mean, the little thing that CM Punk's not going to re-sign with WWE, and I'm not going to kayfabe the stocks are shooting through the motherfucking roof right now.
No,
but let's
why should you? Why should you?
Let's head on to Raw, man. Are you still?
I just wanted to touch one
We
more
first
thing.
covered Raw, but
I was going to touch on one more thing regarding Punk, and that is the fact that his good buddy Colt Cabana has given notice to at least one federation that he works for that after next month he will not be able to work with them anymore. Which leads to speculation that maybe, just maybe, they're going to go with this Ring of Honor type invasion storyline that we're hearing circulating around the internet. They've already pretty much signed Chris Hero and Claudio Castagnoli. Colt Cabana's not going to be available to work. You've got CM Punk, the WWE Champion, and then still on the roster you've got Matt Sydal, a.k.a. Evan Bourne, and Bryan Danielson.
AKA Mr. Money in the Bank.
Both of whom are not doing anything really. And I have to believe that Bryan getting the Money in the Bank, I want to believe that was the call from the get-go, but I really think that call was made on the fly because here was Sin Cara getting pushed to the moon, and they had to take him out of storyline because he failed his drug test. He botches his entrances, he botches his finishes, and he botched the drug test, like Jeff pointed out on the unauthorized Talk Wrestling.
Look for Sin Cara merchandise that still keeps pumping out, though. You got the armbands just came out.
Let me point out, without spoiling for you, because you haven't seen SmackDown, I don't know if you've heard about SmackDown or not, they are going somewhere with Bryan.
I know about that. I
You
did
do know
hear
about that.
that.
Okay, alright, okay.
I won't say anything because the cameraman here is sitting here covering his ears as we talk about this.
Okay.
We'll just go ahead and say that Bryan has taken the RVD route, and he has announced when he's going to cash in his Money in the Bank, as opposed to being a sneak artist like Edge,
Everybody
Punk, and everybody else has
pretty
been.
much, yeah.
So he's going the honorable route, and on SmackDown he declares when he'll be cashing in the Money in the
So
Bank.
if you haven't seen SmackDown yet, because this will probably go up after SmackDown with our upload speed.
Yeah, with our upload speed, yes, but as soon as we finish filming, man, we're going to start trying to upload it.
That's right.
Jeff did touch on Raw on his Talk Wrestling episode, so if there's anything that you want to go ahead and bring up real quick, Lady Killer, give your thoughts on from the corporate stockholder perspective. Head real quick.
Thank you, guys. I can't tell you how much I'm happy to be here, but at the same time, how much I'm mad that my face is not on the Dads on Wrestling Facebook or the Renegade on Wrestling Facebook. What the hell is that? I have single-handedly have come on this show and have helped the ratings, along with my good Enterprise buddy, which I'm glad you're wearing the hat too, because it goes back 8 years now, 7, 8 years.
Just about, yeah. 7 years.
And you know what? No regrets of the 8 years, good and bad times.
Yeah.
Glad to be doing the show. But you know, this I brought today as a representation of my John Cena story. And I have been told, messaged, all kinds of messaging, all kinds of crazy shit on Facebook, not to tell this story. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to leave, well, I think SummerSlam's about a month, so we'll just kayfabe it 4 weeks. I am leaving Dads on Wrestling in 4 weeks. And at this big Hooters party, I'm cashing in the story. I am cashing in my John Cena story, and with your permission, I want to take my talents and be an exclusive character to the Renegade of Wrestling. That's exclusive character with you and me. And any other soapboxes or anything like that that the fans want, they'll have Talk Wrestling on Dads on Wrestling.
Speaking of soapbox, let me.
No.
Jeffy, no soapbox. Jeffy, no soapbox. Jeffy, no soapbox.
Aw, man.
And that's why we could have a show where the fans apparently don't want to me running around telling jokes, entertaining, going on locations in the wind. That's what me and the Renegade will keep doing. And if the fans
or arguing on my damn Facebook wall, you and what's his name,
Jason Simon.
Well, Simon, you had that coming for all my episodes. You kept saying this, that.
Yep.
You had it coming, buddy. You had it coming. And I love you, Jeff, to death. But the soapboxes, it just rattles my brain, man.
I know.
Right, about the true friends and everything like that. And what true friend would have took you in a $30,000 car to Las Vegas? Me. What true friend would have covered you no matter what, got your back there?
That's
Out
right.
of the 20,000 people that watch TW Talk Wrestling, it was me, it was the Renegade, it was the family. So what I'm saying is, I'm cashing in this Cena story. I'm gone afterwards. I can get all the hate mail I want. I love it. I love it. And I want to be an exclusive character on the Renegade of Wrestling. And to commemorate this, I'd like a photo of just me on either one of the two Facebook pages to like.
Well, to be fair, Dad's is all of us because Dad, you're a dad, Jay's a dad, I'm a dad.
Mm-hmm.
Renegade was always JJ's show. We just kind of popped in here and there whenever it was necessary. So we'll have to definitely work on that behind the scenes. We'll have to work on what we're going to do.
I'm talking everything, entertainment. I'm talking Lady Killer T-shirts. Oh, and there will be on the first episode of Renegade of Wrestling that I appear on with just JJ, there will be a Lady Killer T-shirt already custom made for me. You know what? While we're on the subject, we're going to get custom made ice cream bars with my name on it. Custom made ice cream bars with my name on it. You know why? Because I just want all the internet fans to hate me. Just to hate me.
They already do.
More.
Right? Speaking of which, that shirt you found on eBay was fucking epic, dude.
Thank you, thank you. I'm hopefully around my birthday time, I'm gonna have that T-shirt in my possession. You might find me walking around SummerSlam Access rocking that We Want Ice Cream shirt.
I hope he does, because there's a lot of people right now. I'm getting back at all these little YouTube comments. There was people saying I'm a grown man. I don't wear wrestling T-shirts. Well, let me tell you something. There's one wrestling T-shirt right now out there on eBay selling for $500, probably worth more than a lot of people's lives. Probably more than a lot of people's lives. That's the CM Punk Best in the World T-shirt. Style magazines have it one of the most trending T-shirts. So yes, everyone who used to make fun of me in the clubs or anything like that in the past, WWE merchandise is out selling Prada, this, that, all that. Just one little CM Punk shirt. And everything else on Shop Zone on CM Punk is sold fucking out unless you're a fucking 4XXL. Damn. That's crazy. Okay, there's still hope.
There's still hope that we can get, Jeff.
We can all get it.
To be fair, we're at 3X at the moment. But,
Come back to the Punk Nation.
I never really left as far as professionally. I just don't like the guy.
I know.
And we love you internet fans so much, and that's why we're doing it. We're gonna split it up so that way we get the true Meacham loyals and the true ladies. They're watching for the Lady Killer, and all the rest of them that this man has pioneered has said, hey man, we got this show coming out, check it out. All our hard work is still going to pay off.
This is true.
Alright. Wow.
Alright, yeah, that was a pretty emotional speech there, right?
Okay, so Money in the Bank happened. Yeah.
It did.
Let's tell the Cena story. Not yet. No, I'm not cashing it in yet.
So Alberto won.
Yes.
Brian won. Christian won by DQ, which means he won the world title, which was fail.
Yeah. Don't care.
And we all know if you don't know CM Punk's a WWE champion, get out from under your rock. I'll help you out from under that rock. Seriously.
If you don't know that CM Punk is WWE champion, you probably think that Jeff Hardy is still wrestling in TNA. Just saying.
Seriously, Chris Hardy.
When was the last time both world titles changed hands in the same night?
We're going to have to get it Stat Boy, and we'll give you that answer in the next
Stat Boy
show.
is not here, so we'll get the answer the next time on Dad.
Yes, on Renegade.
Renegade.
Because I think next week we're going to be broadcasting the start of our SummerSlam retrospectives.
Which we still haven't.
Which we had planned long before the other show decided to cash in on my thought process. So there will be 3 parts.
And by the way, a certain website promoter decided that I was ashamed of that show. I'm ashamed of 2 things in internet wrestling land. The fact that I was so drunk, Jeff, up in Vegas, although the fact that I got more hits than that,
was awesome, and Drunk Jeff on XMV. I'm ashamed of that because I should have stayed sober and been a good analysis, and I didn't do that. So
But
you're right, Aaron. I am ashamed. You're right.
But at the end of the day, weren't you drunk for a reason? Just throwing that out there.
Well, yeah, but why was I drunk in Vegas then? That's the thing.
You were drunk in Vegas because it was Vegas and it was your bachelor party.
This is true. This is true.
If you had done your bachelor party and not gotten drunk, people would have said, "What the fuck is wrong with you?"
I think everybody got their result that they wanted at Money in the Bank. Mostly everybody got the result that they
Ryan
wanted.
won. That was awesome.
Del Rio won.
Del Rio
CM
won for
Punk
you.
won.
Yes, Punk won.
And the C Nation fell. But
Yes. Mark Henry won, which was a good thing because it's about time they did something with him.
But he's still employed. You know what I mean? Cena's still employed. Mark Henry won. What's up, Double A? And by the way, you're coming on Renegade with me too. I want you to be an exclusive cameraman. Go ahead, ask your question to the Renegade of Wrestling.
2-minute warning. That's all.
I was gonna say.
Oh, okay. I thought he was just
How
saying
long have you
what's
been doing this, lady?
I
You
thought-
should know what the signals mean.
I'm sorry, I'm just used to Stat Boy saying, guys, I have a question. What
No, man.
year did Ric Flair win the
Anyways.
championship?
Anyways, Money in the Bank. It's being argued on the internet that it's the best pay-per-view in the last like 5 years since the original One Night Stand.
6 years.
What do
yeah.
y'all think? Chime in with your thoughts. You know where to find us. You know who we are. And I think we've just about finished it up for today, so I'm going to go back to reading about CM Punk, damn it.
And I'm going to go look at this little juicy story right in here.
And for Death on Wrestling, we'll see you next time.